What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJ Sear channel dedicated to Juventus. Juve still winless in Champions League, but still some positives to take out of it moving forward. And can they still get into that next round? We'll take a look at all that. And the big story today, Dušan Vlahović and Giorgio Chiellini gave us a little hint into where Juve stands with old Dušan Vlahović, and we're going to talk about it. And is he, in fact, the true leader of Juve currently? And do we need to fight for that renewal? Let's get into it all, and I'm stoked for today's show. I got Nick Rossi with me, and I got Justin. Fellas, how you doing? Let's start with Justin. How you doing, brother?
Are you fucking with me with Dušan being the leader of this team? Because that's going to just change my whole day.
Don't let it affect your day, man.
It's too early for this. Can we just move on, please?
No,
Please?
like we're gonna hash it out, man. Grow up. How are you doing?
I'm fine. We needed 3 points yesterday, but I'll survive.
You will survive. Nick, how are you doing?
I'll be fine if Justin grows up. Gets over it.
Nice. I love it. A little bit of fire right
know
out
what?
of the gate. Woo.
I would have liked to win yesterday, obviously. I think we all would have. But the game, it was a good game. We played really good. So
there
that's
you
always
go.
a good sign. And yeah, so can't complain, I guess, at the moment.
Well, we'll get into all that. We'll get into everything that was Juve hosting Sporting in the 1-1 draw. What's up to everybody in the army here? See you all here in here. Skippy, Calcio with Reno Z, Somber the Creator, Swartwork Music, Dick Laurent, RB Comps, Tuna. Man, it's good to see you all in here. Drop a like as you come in here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. All right, now let's get to it. I'm going to rip through this game because there's a bunch in the aftermath that we got to get into and discuss. So when we get to Juve's starting lineup, Di Gregorio in goal, your back three, Kalulu, Gatti, and our newfound 60 million left center back, Tone, Koopmeiners. Woo! And then you got
Crazy.
McKennie, Locatelli, Thuram, Cambiasso rounding out your midfield four with Conceição, Yildiz, and Vlahovic to start up front. So yeah, some changes from what we were hearing we were going to get from Giovanni Albanese. So yeah, he must have slept in at J Hotel there before getting his projected lineup out because he missed quite a few. But Spalletti has only been here for one match, so I don't think any of those guys are really going to have a good feel for what he's going to decide and call upon. The only thing out of the starting lineup and when they started playing was I was a little suspect about taking Cambiasso away from the right side where he was doing the past couple games and then having him on the left yesterday. That was the only thing I was kind of looking out for, but we'll see how it was going to play out. When you get to the game, man, a little bit of a back and forth to start. And like you could feel it was high energy from both teams and whatnot. But man, they were kind of coming at us and they were probably the better side the opening 15 to 20 minutes or so. Juve had an opportunity 8 minutes in where we sent McKennie on a run down the right flank. He crossed it over. Vlahovic did get to it, just didn't get enough heat on it, and it was pretty easily handled by Silva, who had a good game. Sporting's goalkeeper, has to be said, played a good game. Typical when Juve plays, it feels like whoever the hell they put in goal, they could put Justin in goal and he'll probably come up with miraculous saves. Okay, but yeah, he was good. 11th minute, we go down 1. I gotta say, I was like pissed that we conceded, but I was kind of like, man, fair play to them because the passing that it took for them to get from back to the front, from right over to the left to get into that shooting position was super clean, crisp, and fast. And we were kind of on them. The only one spot in that whole sequence was Thuram hesitated for a split second to stay with his man, and that was the one lane that made that first of the final 3 key passes to get to. So Thuram defensively has some of those moments, but it still wasn't that bad. Like, he wasn't in the worst positions, but he just kind of stuttered for a second and his guy got beyond him. It's not like a typical stupid garbage goal that we allow. It was actually a good one. And some guys were on Di Gregorio. I couldn't believe it for the goal. Like, that thing is post and in. Like, that's a hell of a rip. But
yeah,
I wasn't mad about that goal we could see. I was like, fair play to them. What'd you think of the goal that they potted to start things up? Like, Nick, were you kind of like, fair play, or were you kind of, obviously we were pissed that we conceded, but what'd you think about it? And Di Gregorio, it feels like every goal this guy concedes, everybody's all over him.
Yeah, literally. I walked away from the TV for a minute when they scored, of course. I came back and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And I was expecting some stupid shit, from us, but I went back and watched it, and then I was like, what are you gonna do? Like, that was a good goal. We just, it's just one of those things. The margins are so tight, so small. Yeah, man, all it takes is like this much space for the ball to get by somebody for it to go in. It's just one of those things. It was a good shot. It was a good build up, good passes. It's not Di Gregorio's fault, bro. I don't think Buffon would have saved that.
Let that be a lesson when games are that fast paced at the start. Don't walk away. Don't walk away. We had people in the watch along that came back. They were like tuning in while at work, and then they're like, what's going on? Why are we down 1-0? But Justin, what do you think about the goal conceded there?
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing. Like, I was pissed they let it up, but it wasn't the traditional, like, we fell asleep at the wheels. They came out on fire. Like, they definitely wanted to get our crowd out of the game, get the lead, and then play their game. But, hey, they executed very well in the final third. Man. And I've been one that gave D-Gray a little bit of shit about stuff because I feel like he has let up some goals that last year I felt like he would have gotten to, but this was not one of them. I didn't think it was even going to get on goal. It kind of took that weird path probably because of Spalletti's new grass cutting patterns that he's installed on the pitch. But so we can blame him actually for that, because if it was the old grass, it might have just gone wide.
Oh my goodness. We're looking for anything. Okay. So we go down 1-0. We got to get back in this thing. But 13th minute, like 2 minutes later, another run forward from Sporting. This one was from one of our errors in possession that they pounce on and come back at us pretty quick. And it was, they had like a female UTI playing right back. Vaginitis. Passes it inside to Trincao. Okay. Yeah, that's that dude's name. Vaginitis. Okay. So, anyways.
You need a cream?
Yeah, the watch along was on fire with that name, guys. I'm not the one coming up with this stuff.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, that's his name. Okay, so anyways, it's just unfortunate. But anyways, he passes it inside to Trincao. It's deflected, okay, and then goes off the bar over D-Gray, comes back out, and after this was like the turning point, because after this happened, it was like a switch went off, and all of a sudden Juve actually engaged and got locked in and was in the zone and playing really good football. And you didn't get much of anything out of Sporting the rest of the game. I'll say outside of that opening 15 minutes, I never felt concerned about Sporting. I'll go as far to say that. I was concerned with scoreline and if we were to make a mistake, but in terms of them and general build-up play and stuff, I wasn't actually concerned. 16th minute, Kalulu with a great cross in. This was a stupid save by Silva, man. Vlahovic heads this thing on. That's a crazy, crazy reactionary save at that speed. Wild. And you could see the look on Vlahovic's face is like, I have no idea how he keeps that out. So we're still 1-0 down. 17th minute, Vlahovic cuts inside to his left, takes a shot. This one's hopping and down low, and Silva parries that one away too. So that was in quick 2-minute successions that Silva made two big stops on Vlahovic. 33rd minute, from the back, the new man, Cuperto Carlos, Cupaldini, whatever the heck you want to call him. Dude, heads up play. one of the things that drives many of us nuts, our back line, it's not that you need somebody of insane caliber. You just need them to move the damn ball quicker. That's all. Koopmeiners heads up, moves the ball immediately up the pitch. On the one touch, by the way, everybody. Jesus. One touch to Yildiz. Yildiz, one quick feint inside. The guy bites. Little poke ball to the side, and Thuram's off to the races. Thuram takes it the rest of the way into the 18, lays it out in front of Vlahovic, and Vlahovic just slides in to slot that one home. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. Now we're 1-1, and we're playing good football. 39th minute. Yildiz working very hard down the end line. Centers it out front. Chico makes a great run into the area from the right side. Hits this thing. This thing is just blocked by like the toes of Ignacio. If he doesn't block that, that's 2-1 Juve. But literally toe, and it stays wide of the goal. We go into halftime, and some fans were calling for some changes. I actually thought we should just leave it the way it is, at least for the opening 10-15 minutes. Then the way the second half played out, there's not a whole bunch in there in the second half. Very, very quiet from not just us, but both teams. And they made the first set of changes. We needed to react. It could be said that maybe some of the changes were a little bit late, but Juve definitely didn't have the same throttle that they did in the first half. And then at the end, when we did get some changes, we did start to press a bit more. We did start to push back and start to generate chances. The best one being a 91st minute like cross in again from Kalulu. David gets his head to it, and that's a good save from that range by Silva, but it was pretty much right at him, and it's a hard one to really direct since the trajectory of where the ball's coming and where he's at. He did all he could do. It ends 1-1. There we are. So now I'll go through the stats. I'll give you player ratings, and then you guys give me what you thought and your overviews, okay? So let's get into the stats first up, and this is why I was pissed about the result, but not the performance. Like 50% possession, split even. Juve finishes with 3 big chances. Sporting finishes with no big chances. They finish with 4 total attempts the entire game. Juve finishes with 18. If you're going to look at player ratings, we got them right here. Di Gregorio finishes with a 6.1. Kalulu a 7. Gatti a 6.3. Koopmeiners a 6.8. McKennie 6.7. Loca 7.1. Thuram 7.6. Cambiaso 6.7. Yildiz 7.3. Conceição 7.3. And Vlahovic a 6.9. These ratings all over the map. All over the map. Okay? But guys, what do you think at the 90? Let's start with Justin.
I think we needed 3 points. And that was, I wouldn't have cared how they played yesterday. They just need results at this point in the Champions League process, where you want to call it. And they just didn't get it done. I mean, they had the chances. They just need to execute. And that was my only thing. I like how they're playing. I like that the team looks a little more lively in general than it has the past couple months. I don't know if that's the Spalletti effect or just the coach effect. But like you said, Coop at the back looks like it's getting the ball out of the back a little bit quicker to the midfield. But yeah, disappointed with the results, not disappointed how they played.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. Nick, your thoughts at the 90?
Yeah, I mean, same here with what Justin just said. There's a couple pass sequences throughout the game that were like really flashy and really quick and sharp that I really liked, that we haven't seen much of since the start of the season. So like Justin said too, I don't know if that's the new coach effect or the Spalletti effect. I guess time will tell, but I liked the way we played overall, and how we kind of just kept the intensity up for most of the match. Obviously, second half we kind of fell off a little bit, but like we didn't really completely come to a halt or anything. There was always a desire to keep trying to get that second goal for obvious reasons, but it's just something that you always like to see. So,
Yeah.
and I think we got a little bit of a Allegri effect on Spalletti. I think a couple times he was throwing a fit in the sidelines.
Oh yeah,
yesterday,
he
and
was. He's pretty animated on the side there, and it's one of the
we like
things
to
too.
see
Like,
it.
if you're looking at this game, I mean, we made our first set of changes in the 72nd minute, and it was Zagrova and Kostic. So obviously, one of those guys taken out was Kefren Turam, but he was on a yellow, and he's obviously gritting his teeth. Like, he's obviously not 100%, and I think we could tell. So we've been talking a lot, and it was a lot in the preview show about Turam needing to make an impact steady through games, not go through big moments where he's kind of ghosting. He was, again, in and out of this game, but I think it's obviously there's something bothering him with that calf injury. And we got to watch this guy because you don't want to mess around, especially with calves. If it turns into like something Achilles related, like that would be a damn shame because Kefren Turam needs to be fit and going for us. When you're looking at Edin Zagrova, man, I thought this guy was prepared to go jumping off a cliff and air gliding with the jersey size and the short size that he's wearing, okay? Like the parachute suit over there when it comes to Edin Zagrova. But, man, he is pretty slick. He's pretty slick. He just needs reps. He needs some minutes. You could tell everything in tight when teams try to close him down. There's two sequences where anybody else that usually plays on that side is probably dead to rights, and he finds a way out. He needs minutes. He needs to play with these guys. He needs to get in there. And on two occasions, he actually came close to linking up with David there, who would have been in behind the defense. Both times the passes way too heavy from Zagrova, but again, this guy's free flowing out there. He's got the shorts like he's like they sized him up for Gatti. Like what the hell are we doing? But those subs, okay, Kostic, hey, right back to square one with Kostic here or
Krostic.
There's nothing, not much there. Justin's shaking his head.
We can't. All right. So he had one good game. We thought we had this revolutionary guy out there. He stinks, bro. Like, can we get someone? He can't do anything but cross. So all he does is dribble. Like, he's got tunnel vision. He's like, let me get down the sideline. Let me get down the sideline. Cross. Shit, there's nobody there. Like, he doesn't do anything else. The other team can just sit back and like, oh, Kostic has the ball. Send everybody to the middle, and nothing else matters because that's exactly what's going to happen.
We were doing the pregame yesterday, and he was in the projected lineup from Albanese, and I literally said, I'm not at the point where I feel confident with this guy, okay? But if he plays a good game under Sporting, okay, then I'll have confidence going forward. But the truth is, Kostic just ain't going to be it. So we have this bit of a issue that's still ongoing, whereas Cambiaso's better on the right side. You need to figure out who you want as a main on that left side. I'm still going to make the shout for McKennie. But we'll get into formation stuff because there's a lot of like puzzle pieces you got to put together right now if you're Spalletti. That's one of them. We got to see Adzic and Miretti. 83rd minute. David came in the 87th minute. I feel like the majority of our changes were too late. They were too late. But Adzic and Miretti, I think Miretti can add something to this team. And I was saying from the start of the year that I'd like to see if that end product, which was always something that he was crucified for, and rightfully so, before going on loan with Genoa. It's like, I'd like to see him get a good run with Spalletti. That was a very short period of time because he came in the 83rd minute. But man, I'm interested in seeing him in the middle in a three-man midfield. I'd love to see Locatelli, Miretti, and Thuram operate together. What do you guys think? I know it's a small sample size of minutes, but what are your thoughts on those guys coming in when they did Adzic and Miretti? Nick?
I was happy to see Miretti come back. It's been a minute now. I thought he looked decent. Like you said, it was He only got a couple minutes there at the end of the game, but yeah, I'd like to see more of him, and like you said, kind of in that midfield with the other two guys there. Yeah, I'm just curious to see, how they interact with each other, and I think he's going to end up ultimately doing well. Adjust did good too, did decent when he came on as well. So yeah, overall pretty good.
Yeah. I think the one thing that stands out is Miretti's passing ability. Like he was in there for just a little bit, but the passing was just way better than when you have a guy like Mac that's in there. So that's one of the things I just noticed, and I'd like to see more of. Justin, what do you think of those two youngsters getting in there?
Well, I hope one of them's ready because it looked like Locatelli has a little hammy issue. So I didn't really agree with that sub. It was Loca and Dušan came out, and Adzic and Moretti came in, and then Yildiz went to the false nine. Wasn't a fan of that combination. I don't want Yildiz as the 9 with Krosic out there. Teams are just gonna.
It got really scattered there at one point, that. You're looking. I was like, "Who's our striker?" Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the names and I'm like, huh? It was like one of those FIFA subs where you didn't know what was really happening. But yeah, I'm interested to see the young guys play. That's what I have wanted. I want a little bit more of an offensive. Doesn't have to be an attacking midfielder, but an offensive profiled midfielder. I feel like Thuram was shit yesterday with the ball. I mean, good Lord, some of those shots are still in the air.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They never came down off frame.
God, that one with his left, I landed in Sporting, but yeah, the rest of it. Hey, well, they're gonna get their minutes coming up. So
there we go. And shout out to Tutto Azzurri here. Thank you for the super chat donation there. And yeah, what's up to you and all of the club in Wellington, New Zealand there. Much love. Thank you as always. Now, got to see those young guys. We'll talk about it. I already see in the Storm the Barn we're talking about some of these players, and we'll get to it. But that's kind of where things lie. You can nitpick certain things here and there. Justin kind of got a point. You got to get 3 points. It didn't kind of go that way. I really can only say that I feel like if we pushed even a fraction harder in that second half, and maybe you couldn't with the guys you had out there, and Spalletti probably felt like there's a safety net there, and he didn't want to pull that net too soon. So when you're talking about guys like Loca, if there was a bit of a hammy issue there, I'm okay with 7 minutes left taking him. I was a little nervous yesterday. I didn't want to do it. But if he's got an issue, thinking long term, you're going to need that guy for sure. So, yeah, it's a tough spot there. But he did get a little bit scattered. It's his second game in there. Let's see what he does moving forward. And there's guys that he's... It's funny because you look at the media today, the media is claiming, well, Spalletti's not going to forget about Openda. Well, why the hell would he forget about Openda? The guy just missed out on one game. Like, it's not the end of the world. Media's painting this picture like all these guys are disrupted and David's looking to leave in January or whatever. Like, I'm not buying into any of this. These guys just need to sort out how Spalletti wants to move forward, what his 1A lineup is, and then build from there. This guy's going to get an international break coming up, and I'm pretty sure it's after the Derby de la Mola this upcoming weekend. After that, he's going to have time to really lock in on something. And then I think we'll really start to see some Spalletti influence. Right now, I think we're seeing some influence from the direct approach. I think we can all agree it's a little more direct offensively, which had to happen. That's good. But now let's get to the goods because it's not pretty when you look at Juve and Champions League. But real quick, who was your man of the match? My man of the match, I'll just throw it out there. I don't know how he ends out with this rating, okay? Finishes with 6.9 there, but for me, he's one of the standouts, and I'm actually going to give it to Dušan Vlahović, and I'm going to say that he was the man of the match yesterday, and he definitely played a part in igniting and leading the charge after a rocky start, I'd say, to the game. So he was mine. Justin, who was your man of the match?
I guess I'm going to give it to him because of the goal, but there's no one really stood out yesterday. It was like, oh God, where would we be without them today? He had a couple shots where I didn't think he should have let them fire. He should have passed, but
I think there were some standouts. If I was going to say standouts outside of him, Kalulu, Koopmeiners, Loka, and Dušan. And Yildiz was actually decent too. We didn't work him enough. We didn't get him on the ball enough in the opening 25 minutes or so. He wasn't on the ball nearly enough. It was a lot of Chico Conceição on the right. And people felt he had a bad game. I thought he had a good game. But yeah, there's a lot of people not happy with his performance. Nick, who was your man of the match?
I'm going to go with Vlahovic too. I thought besides, obviously some of those decisions where he decided to shoot instead of passing or whatever. Obviously he got the goal. I thought his link-up play was pretty good too. Some fancy flicks in there and some, nice interplay with the other guys. But yeah, I thought he did pretty damn well yesterday. So I'm gonna give it to him, but I want to give a shout to Yildiz as well because, like you said, I don't think he got on the ball enough. I think we need to isolate him a little more. 1v1 because once he's 1v1, dude, it's I think it was in the second half. He was bobbing and weaving left and right, and I forget who the defender was, but this guy had no idea what day it was. He was, he's trying to keep up with him, turning his head because he's running backwards towards his own goal, and he was just dicing him up. So we need to get him isolated a little more to keep doing that and take his guy on. And obviously he almost had that assist with Chico too, so taking it to the end line. So I want to give a shout out to him as well. But yeah, I think Vlahovic takes it for me.
I think getting him more central will just get him on the ball naturally way more.
Yeah.
But he likes, Spalletti commented on it and said, I asked Yildiz where he likes to play, and he says off the left and slightly center. So it's he's probably just going to cater to that. And I think that a bunch of coaches have kind of been catering to that. But I think, man, you got to get this guy on the ball more. He can't be forgotten about on the left side in a game. If we start going predominantly right-sided, he's got to get over there because he's got to be center then, because we can't just not have him involved. He's too good a player to just not have him involved. He's too important to Juve. So that's yet another little puzzle piece Spalletti's going to have to figure out. And again, that comes down to balance, left to right, etc. But yeah, that's it for the players. Now, when you get to Champions League, Juve sitting 23rd in the table in the league phase right now on 3 points, equal with Marseille, Club Brugge. You got Athletic Club, you got USG, and they're all on 3 points. There are teams that can obviously pass us should they get a result in their matchups today, as they're sitting on only 3 matches. Juve has played 4. Now, the magic number, based on last season, to get into playoffs. Justin, I think that's your Bluetooth going wild right now, man.
He's underwater.
Yeah, there we go. So the magic number, before we were rudely interrupted by that distortion and fucking hell. Magic number, according to last year, was around 11, 12 points. So Juve needs basically 3 wins. So Paphos is already being marked up as a victory, but can anything really be chalked down already as a victory? Bodo Glimt in Norway is going to be the next one, November 25th, and it's expected to be one of those winter matchups, maybe even a little bit of snow on there, and they've got an incredible record at home, but many fans feel super confident about it. That's still going to be a victory, and others are weary right now, and Bodo right now sits on 2 points. We sit on 3. They have a goal differential of -3. We're at -1. Man, after that, for Juve, you've got Paphos at home. That's got to be 3. We can't even worry about. But then you've got Benfica And then you have to travel away to Monaco. I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Is Juve getting into the knockouts? Are we going to be in that playoff, playing for the knockouts?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes?
Yep.
Justin, are we going to be in the playoffs, playing to get into the knockouts for Champions League?
It's going to Bluetooth. It's going to be my Bluetooth. We're going 12 points the next 4 games, and we're just sweeping through and flushing the shit. And we're just going to go take off.
Okay. So we're in. I think we're going to squeak into the playoffs. I think we're going to squeak into the playoffs.
Yeah.
We don't squeak.
Chris saying we can get to we can get to top 8. We can get to top 8.
Is that mathematically possible?
Yeah.
If a lot of people shit the bed.
A lot.
Man. If you go 12 here, you finish with 15. I don't think that's going to get you in there, my friend. I don't think that's going to get you in your top 8. But again, stranger things have happened. Now, Champions League, we got to put that aside now. We got the Derby de la Mola coming up. But all the talk around Vlahovic's performance. Chiellini told us yesterday there is a willingness between both teams. We've already talked. We are going to sit down. There's a willingness with both parties to keep Dušan Vlahović around. Vlahović, the true leader of Juve, coming through. We must renew him. I was getting messages. We must renew Dušan Vlahović. We will be screwed if we don't renew this player. Do we have to renew Dušan Vlahović, Justin?
Are those real quotes? We must, we have to, like all that? That wasn't like your little flair at the end of a real quote?
Not even kidding you.
I mean, to me, it depends on what the salary actually is. If it's less than or equal to basically what Jonathan David's on, I'd probably be understanding of it. I wouldn't love it just because I feel like he's in his contract year motivation and he may not come back with the same attitude. But if it's any more than what anyone else on the team makes, no, I think you just got to let that financial situation resolve itself and hand him his suitcases in June.
Okay. And Nick, where are you at with Dušan Vlahović? Should Juventus renew him?
I personally right now think they should. Only because out of the 3 strikers we have, he's the only one performing right now. And if it stays that way, then I think we should definitely keep him. But if things change, you know, I guess we kind of just gotta like play it by ear. And once, you know, David and Openda finally start kicking off a little bit, maybe we can kind of reevaluate it. But I think we should. I personally really don't give a shit about like salaries and numbers and shit like that. I just look at the performances and like their attitude on the field. And right now, for me, I think we should keep him. But
yeah, I don't know. For me, there's so many factors in this Vlahović thing. There's the fear that this is only coming out because a lot of the things that he's like kind of counteracting right now are all concerns that we built up over 3 years of time. He's been streaky. So is he just on a streak? Because he's also slumped and fell flat on his face in all those previous seasons. Is he showing us the drive and actual like leadership skills that we wanted all those 3 years prior that he only showed sometimes because he's on a final contract year, trying to draw the absolute best solution that he can for himself? Is it all going to like go sideways the second we sign him? Are we going to be back to square one? Like that's a factor that we have to really look at. The other side of it is, who can Juve bring in? Because you can't just rest on David. Openda's not, well, he might be a guarantee because I'm hearing that it's just top 10. Juve hits top 10, it's a guarantee. But who are you going to bring in and how much is that going to cost you? This could be still the cheaper way to keep a striker and move forward, right? So all these things make it a very, very difficult decision. And for everybody saying, well, you don't have to make that decision now, you wait till the end of the season, he could sign a pre-agreement with anybody in January. So you kind of do have to make your mind up. Because if you sit back on it, you don't do anything, you hit January, he makes a pre-agreement and you wanted to renew him, you don't even have that option. So we got to trust Chiellini's words that they've had discussions, that they've decided they are going to sit down at some point this year and look at a renewal and see what that looks like. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough spot. It's a tough spot for Juve to be in. 59% on the poll right now. 59% on the poll. That's hilarious. 59% on the poll right now are saying, yes, Juve should renew Dušan Vlahović. It's tight, and it's going to be that way the whole way through, I think, when it comes. It's not a clear-cut decision. I don't think it's that easy. I've been very, very vocal, and I was previously, that I think we should have pushed to say goodbye in the summer. Man, he's playing well in his contract year. He's doing well. The frustrating part, this is the part that pisses me off, we'd probably be having a different discussion about the guy if he was acting this manner throughout those 3 years prior to this. Like, that's my whole thing. It's hard for me to erase 3 years.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Fair enough.
You know? It's not easy. And now inching up to 62%. Yes, renewing Dušan Vlahović. So, yeah, Juve's going to have to make a tough call there. But they might not be able to just wait. And we'll see how it plays out. But Dušan Vlahović, yeah, it's going to be an interesting decision to come. Koopmeiners, Copaldini, Roberto Carlos. Has he just stolen Lloyd Kelly's spot? No.
Maybe.
I think so.
King Kelly? Absolutely not.
King Kelly. Did we sign somebody other than Lloyd to be called King Kelly?
Royalty. The king is in court. Who else scores magical goals from the back?
Yeah, but can't stop him from the back.
Gatti, dude.
Gatti, for sure.
Our striker, our tried and true striker.
Gatti's got a bike to his name. So if there's any king of the court back there, it's Gatti, because he scored a bike. He should have actually took those cleats off and put them on the mantle and called it after that one. But Koopmeiners, man. So Kelly's back. Let's say he's back for the derby. He might not be. You're going to go back to Kelly, and what do you do with Koopmeiners?
Put him in goal. That's the only place he hasn't played yet.
I'm continuing with Coop. I'll be quite honest. Nobody in the back moves the ball with conviction like Koopmeiners has been doing. It's quick. It's got a sense of urgency, and he gets it on target. Nobody at the back can do it. Kalulu can't friggin' do it. Gatti can't do it. Kelly can't do it. Rugani can't do it. They are too slow. They need an hour to make a decision. The time has passed. I will say,
there was like 2 or 3 times yesterday where he did take a lot longer on the ball and he got dispossessed from behind. But other than that, yeah, I think it was a lot better. But there were a couple times where he was a little slow, kind of getting off of it. But
man, I don't care. I've seen Kelly on the ball. It ain't anywhere close to Koopmeiners.
What do you mean? What do you mean, King Kelly? Justin, hop in here. Come on, defend your boy.
King Kelly makes runs, and we're up there.
He gives me the runs half the time watching him. That's the reality of it.
That's because of your diet. So,
Mr. Taco Bell over here talking diet, please.
Don't get me started.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It is brutal. It's his favorite socks.
Get 7 here. I think he wants to defend his.
Keep going with your Kelly rant. Let's go. He makes runs. You were going. Come on.
He does. He gets forward. He opens things up.
No, he doesn't.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
He gets up there on the ball, and then it's a complete standstill, and he makes a mess of it. He scored a couple goals this season. Yes, fantastic. Not enough for me. Not enough for me. Koopmeiners is already doing well. And again, I don't know. Was everything that good before that now when something is working, you go away from it? This kind of ties into the Cambiasso thing with the right side. Now all of a sudden you got Coop's making sense finally at a position for Juve. Cambiasso's making sense on the right. And now all of a sudden it's like you want to go away from a couple things that are working. For me, that's counterproductive. It's going against the grain. I think you need to take the small victories and like stack them up. So for me, Kelly, I don't think he finds a spot. I think the bigger question is who plays the center, because some are saying in the chat, put him where Gatti was playing yesterday. No, thank you. No, thank you.
No.
We can't do that. No. In all seriousness,
I guess he's not the king then.
Wait. Oh, I thought you were talking about putting Coop in the middle.
No, they're talking about, some actually did also claim that. But some are saying put Kelly where Gatti was yesterday. That's a huge no from me, fellas.
I'd rather put anybody than where Gatti was there. He almost had like 8 yellows. He's just a mindless bricklayer.
Gatti was better yesterday than he was in the previous match against Cremonese. Like, he was more stay at home. I don't think he was, I don't know. He was a bit better, but it's still not right. I don't think Spalletti will go to Rugani. I don't think he will, but I think Rugani, for me, out of all of the guys we have, I'd play him at that central role. And the way Koopmeiners is playing now on that side, I'd be okay with it. And then your King Kelly can come in and be sub Kelly, okay? And he can come in off the bench and give some breaks. Some people are saying play Kelly on the outside. That's a no from me. That's a big negative. Nope. We got some questions we need answers to. What do you think's a 1A lineup? Like, give me your 1A right now. You're going into a clutch game. You got to call. Everybody's fit. Now that we've seen Koopmeiners play there, give me your 1A option. Is it still in a 3-man backline?
That's the thing, is like, I don't know.
Because we haven't seen it. So what do you do with Koopmeiners if you want to play a back 4?
Left back.
No.
Nah.
No chance.
Why not?
No.
Just no?
Yeah, it changes the dynamic. Unless you want that left back to always sit deep and stay behind and never move forward or advance. And you want to use it out of the midfield. Like, I still don't like that. You can drop him back out of the midfield. Remember what Allegri did with Emre Can a few times? Like, he'd take him out of the midfield, but he'd drop him back. So Koopmeiners could still do that. You could still play like a 4-3-3 and then drop him back and make a 3-man back line out of the midfield. If you wanted to still do that, you could still change that. And he could still be utilized out of a midfield in a 4-back set. But I don't know, man. Like, if you keep with the 3, right now, it's between Gatti and Rugani, but we haven't seen Rugani play with Koopmeiners next to him and stuff. So Gatti, Kalulu, and Koopmeiners, I'm not against. Like, I'm fine to continue with the 2 games that I've seen so far. Kalulu's absolutely fine as a right center back. So I'm cool there.
Better.
Yeah.
Di Gregorio? Fuck yeah. Everybody's got to chill out on Di Gregorio, okay? Chill out.
Relax.
Cambiasso on the right.
Yep.
Question about Digre, though. Has he played as well this year as he did last year? Yes or no?
He hasn't had to make as many big saves as he had to last year. Like, I don't know, but I still can think of off the top of my head already a handful of big saves that he's made in games.
Yeah.
But there was like one game where he just got ripped. It was right around when we played Borussia Dortmund. And I can't remember which game was ahead of Borussia Dortmund, but those two games back... Inter. Was it not Inter Borussia Dortmund? He got ripped for the goals that Çalhanoğlu scored on him, and I'm like, well, fuck. I mean, fair play to the shooter on those goals. And then he got ripped for a bunch on Borussia Dortmund too, where I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. He's getting thrashed for like every goal, it seems now. But is he playing? I feel like he's the same guy. I don't feel like he's worse than last year. You feel like he's worse than last year, Justin?
Just like a tiny little bit. I feel like last year I felt like he was really good. So I think that's the thing for me is last year I felt like he was really impressive. And this year I'm not as impressed. I'm not saying he's been bad where it's like, oh God, he stinks. We should play Pinso back there. But I feel like last year I was like, okay, this guy was worth the signing. And this year, I don't know if it's just because of elevated expectations or what, but I just feel like he hasn't been as good as he was last year. Not by like a lot, but enough that it's a little noticeable.
Yeah. I'm not feeling that. I don't know. I feel like it's the same guy, more or less. I can't say that it's worse. I can't say that's better. I think it's just the same for me. I'll be quite honest. I'm not buying into it. Anyways, he's definitely in there for me. Yeah. I'm not going to anybody else. So Di Gregorio, Kalulu, Gatti, Koopmeiners. Cambiasso on the right. The left side, I'd actually go McKennie. And I actually would play McKennie as the left outside player.
I would too.
This is where, it kind of gets tricky because I want to get away from the three-man backline because this is where you get into your four across and do you want three midfielders in there? Or do you just load up on attackers? Locatelli, Thuram will definitely be in there. I think you should look at something that's got two high advance. Maybe it's not two strikers in the sense of Vlahovic, David, and Openda, but maybe your second striker is Kenan Yildiz. And maybe Miretti makes up that third midfielder that can actually assist in advancing the ball and getting it forward, etc. And then from there you can move, you can shift, you can make it different. If you want to get Chico Conceição in, Conceição can I actually feel like he could play a central role and actually play out of the midfield. He kind of already is when we're doing 3-4-2-1. When we're doing that setup, he kind of already is. But yesterday we pushed him out to the outside and he was almost glued to that sideline. And I didn't really like it. And I don't really like that when we do that with even Yildiz. I think these guys need to roam, need to operate and everything. And in certain games, yesterday we had space to still operate and find Vlahovic. But if you're trying to play in Italy like that, you're going to get absolutely nowhere. You're going to get absolutely nowhere playing in Italy like that. If your striker gets isolated, you've got nothing to do and nowhere to go. And if Yildiz is way out on one side and Chico's way out on the other, you got to get them tighter, playing off of one another, etc. So I'd kind of go that route. I kind of look at something in that type of setup. So call it a 3-5-2. If he wants to keep the three-man backline, which I'm not convinced that he is going to just stay and lock into that until after international break. But I don't know. Miretti, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see some of these things. And with the Derby della Mola, which hasn't really been a derby for quite some time, we also need the points, though. Do you take a shot and start Miretti?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
I think you need... The defense isn't really the problem. It hasn't been... They've looked better, a lot better the last two games. I think you need more of an offensive profile. Where is João Mario, and can he play on the left? Or is he completely just right?
We've seen it, one cameo and one start, and it hasn't been good. Because the thing that people got excited about João Mario was the offensive prowess, right? he showed none of it on the left side. He didn't look comfortable, and he was kind of like easily contained, I'd call it. So it's kind of a tough one. We're going to get to Storm the Barn because we have one from Forza Juve here that says, Miretti to become a starter, ? I've always seen huge potential in him. He makes really good final third passes and is probably our best midfielder technically and at dribbling. Qualities that we lack. So, the big question mark with Miretti is that final third. Oh.
Blessings.
Yes.
It's that final third. Can he get it right? Can he start to excel there? But do we actually need that? Like, it's a different team. Because when Miretti was here before, we were so reliant, so dependent on, like, who's going to create. Well, Chico, Yildiz, like, they can create. So, like, if you still have those guys on the pitch, and Miretti is just simply linking up everything from the back line to the front guys and being able to find them and pull some strings, could be just fine and could cook. Like, Spalletti has to take a look at it. I mean, in 7 minutes game time, where you're looking at his passing and you're like, okay, that's really clean, that's crisp, like that's sharp, like we could work with that. You got to give him more reps and more looks now that he's finally fit and back. And the midfield has kind of been lacking at it. McKennie took a lot of heat yesterday for his play. He's always getting praised and loved for his work rate, the effort that was there. But I think we would be, not being honest if we said that he doesn't lack a little bit technically, right? So Miretti could be the guy that helps there, right?
Yeah.
Big Mac, I'm more of a fullback guy, not a midfielder. Even though he did have the nice, the cross from Little Cheeks, and he tried to head it back to the middle, and Dušan jumped too late. That was a nice ball. He's good in the air.
This Little Cheeks thing, man.
Well, he's not Big Cheeks.
Nick,
that's Zagrova
Nick,
with the shorts,
does this Little Cheeks nickname for Chico got to disappear?
Put it in the poll.
I think it might have to. This is the first time I'm hearing it. I'm not gonna lie.
Put it on the poll. Let the people speak.
Let the people decide.
Put it on the poll, he says. Jesus. Okay, we'll put it to the poll. I think it might need to fail, but Gio's saying yes, needs to stick around. So should Little Cheek stick as a nickname? Yeah, I think Miretti needs to play a part. We need to get more guys integrated. Adzic can't be forgotten either, right? I mean, we got to just rotate these guys, but we're in a difficult spot because you need points. But at the same time, we're starting to see, are you guys getting nervous about our players? Because Kalulu has played every single minute of every single match. Coming out of this Champions League one, he's played every single minute for Juve. The guy is a freak show. He runs full speed. He never looks tired, and he's playing every single minute. Thuram is obviously dealing with a calf thing. I'm getting concerned. Kenan Yildiz having to get workload management already with like a knee thing. Like, we have to get, it's very crucial that we don't forget about all these other guys and find like a good balance, a good rotation, right? The biggest thing is that when we do that, they're all over the place. Cambiaso's finding rhythm on the right side. All of a sudden, we have to go to the left side because you're trying to make way for McKennie as a right footer being on there. But McKennie did well when he played on the left every other time previously. So it's like we're constantly shifting these guys all over the place, which isn't going to help them, right? It's a tough one. It's a tough one. By the way, 67% Little Cheeks? No. It's a no-go, man.
Guys.
Come on.
It's not even close.
That's disappointing.
I told you. Try again.
That's disappointing.
I need
Justin's
names.
day is just instantly ruined. Little Cheeks.
It started bad and it's
Guys,
getting worse.
Clock it. 6:55 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on November 5th. Little Cheeks passes. It's over.
It's gone.
Yeah. Time of death. There it is. Now, Spalletti should be used. Let's keep it rolling here with Mitch. Rest in peace, Little Cheeks. Can we collect some money so that Zagrova can get shorts that fit? Yeah, like seriously, what are we doing here? This guy, man, this guy. You know what's funny? I joke about it and I make jokes about it, but there are actually people that are just like bothered by his demeanor, and they were like, this guy is so cocky, he's so arrogant, and he's accomplished nothing. And I'm like, wow, okay. But there are fans that feel that way because he's got that demeanor. And even in his little video, like his introduction to Juve and everything, and they're like, give me the hardest defender you've ever fed. He's like, or you've ever played against or met. And he goes, haven't found one yet. And then laughs and whatever. And it's like, they call me the lion, etc. Like, he's got a high confidence level. I mean, you want your players to be confident. I don't know. I don't personally have any problems with him. I just think he looks like a basketball player more than a footballer. But Justin, what do you think?
I wanted to do something. Like, what is he so cocky for? He fell down more times than he touched the ball yesterday. He drew some fouls, but like, he doesn't. Does he have an assist? Does he have a goal?
I don't know if he's got an assist. If he got one in the Borussia Dortmund game, I can't remember if he got an assist. But yeah, he was really good in that cameo.
But he's like, oh, no one can stop me. But he doesn't contribute to a goal yet. So it's like,
had some. I mean, he's like, to be fair, he's barely played, but he was really good in Borussia Dortmund. He had some good moments yesterday too, even for 7 minutes. Like, you could tell the dude's got skills. Like, he's got skills, but he needs to play more than that. Like yesterday, I don't know. He missed a couple passes with way too much weight. But again, you're barely playing. Like, it's tough. 7 minutes, man, to go into any game. 7 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It's like, holy, man. I don't know. There's different style players too. And I'm not trying to label him because I don't know enough about him to tell you what kind of player he is. But like Chico Conceição, that guy can either start or come in as a sub, and I feel like he's just effective. You know?
Yeah.
But not every player has that. Some players need to be in from the start, need to get themselves into the game, need to feel the game, the rhythm, the tempo. They need to be on the ball, get their touches. Other guys could just fucking walk in and be killers. But this guy's obviously got issues, like this pubalgia thing that also gave Vlahovic issues. And that's one of the things that they're playing in, going back to the whole Vlahovic thing, is that this is the first time we're seeing Vlahovic that is like actually totally physically fit. Okay, that's, nobody really knows 100%. I was like, so are you just making a claim that that's why and attributing that that's why, or is he just in peak physical condition because he's going after the bag in the final contract year, you know? Who knows? But some players, they can't just step into a game and do that, right? Zagrova, we don't know any different. We don't know what to say if this guy can do that or he has to start becoming a starter. Like, he can't even give us maybe more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That might be the reality. So we'll see. Spalletti's probably asking players too, and probably talked to them. There was video footage of Spalletti asking Penin for advice. And I don't know if they actually got that right or whatever, but it looked like he was having a conversation asking him something about Adzic and his thoughts on him and if he's going to be ready to go in there and if he can trust him or whatnot. So let's see. Would it be in Juve's best interest to miss qualification in Champions League and focus on Serie A? Many are bringing this up, and man, what do you think? Focus solely on league and take the extra matches out? I mean, you have a team that's pretty thin when you're looking at squad depth. What do you think? Justin immediately shook his head no.
I mean, if you wanted Antonio Conte as the coach, that's what his MO is. But I feel like we need the money. So thank you, Tuna. Shout out that guy. I think you got to finish. Well, the league's terrible. So it's like, what are we saying? How much stress do we really need to put on to reach top 4? If you want to take it off for like Coppa Italia a little bit and you don't focus on that at all, then yeah, sure. But I'm not going to sacrifice. We need to make it to the playoffs for a Champions League, and we need top 4. Both are necessary. To me.
Yeah. What a shame it would be to play those extra matches in Champions League, lose key players, and then fall behind in Serie A and really be behind the 8 ball. And I'm just playing devil's advocate in saying that in a team that's very skinny and thin. But, I don't know how much more is up for grabs in the Champions League for us, if we're being realistic, right? Like, we want to fight for everything. We want to go for everything. And we should. We should be aiming to do good in all competitions and whatnot. But right now, like, with Spalletti and everything so unknown, man, what if I twisted the question and said, if you knew you were going to be better and maybe have a legit run, like let's say we go on a healthy run in the month of November, and all of a sudden we gain ground in Serie A, as we're only 4 points behind the top in Serie A. Would you sacrifice some of that extra money to get back to the top of the summit at Serie A?
No.
You wouldn't sacrifice like 10 million, 15 million?
To win the league or to just make sure you qualify for Champions League?
You're in Champions League. We're only playing to get into the knockout. We're going into like a knockout. We're talking about chasing the Scudetto and actually like getting rid of these extra games, keeping your team fit, and maybe making a healthy run. If we come out at the end of November, we only have one more Champions League game in November. That's against Bodo Glimt. But if you run the next Serie A matches and say you're at the top, do you all of a sudden put a shift and be like, man, we need to put all our focus on this. We can win the league this year. But we might be skinny and we might hurt ourselves if we try to go in all these competitions, because we're seeing rotation brings up a lot of question marks. Zhigrova's still not fit. Cabal we're waiting for. Bremer is a big question mark. He might not even be. He's coming back to training end of this month. Like, it's not a given this guy's just going to start playing again.
I mean, I don't think you should just totally give up on the Champions League thing. I think you should try your best in all the competitions, maybe with the exception of like the Coppa Italia or whatever. But I don't know. I don't really like the mindset of like, oh, I'm worried about injuries, like injuries can happen at any time. It can happen in practice, like you just never know. And like, I don't know. I don't really like that mentality, to be honest. I get the concern, but like, I don't know. I don't really see a point of like giving up on the Champions League just because, we're trying to.
And I agree with you completely, and I'm playing devil's advocate, but we have to go for everything. We have to go for everything.
Yeah.
Justin, in the fourth row there.
We have one Champions League game in November. We have one Champions League game in December. If I'm reading this correctly.
Yes, we have 4 games remaining.
We can't handle
one game a month.
Yeah, one extra game in the middle of the week to.
You're talking about prioritizing with the better players, though. Prioritizing. If you're talking like, what is prioritizing league over Champions League? What is that? That means taking risks and playing guys you probably wouldn't in Champions League to focus on the league and making sure that the league you're getting maximum points that you can in league. That's what prioritizing means. It doesn't mean giving up completely on Champions League. It means prioritizing Serie A. Is that so? That's what the question really is. Is it in Juve's best interest to prioritize going after that? So spreading yourself out over 2 competitions. One competition that it's going to be insane to actually win, right? But you'll maximize a little bit more money. Or prioritizing the second, where if all of a sudden you make a big push, you get a Scudetto, all of a sudden this changes the outlook and the perception of this club drastically and helps you in many different ways. Also, more prize money than just qualifying in fourth of Serie A to win it. Not much, but still. And all of a sudden, maybe a little bit more allure to get into this project if you do it. I understand the question, and I understand some people thinking that. But for me, like, no, you still go at everything. You still go at everything. You try to maximize everything that you absolutely can. Try to get as much money out of Champions League. Try to go as far as you can in Champions League. Become a thorn in every team's side. And in Serie A, fuck me, man. We should be competing top 2 in this. This Serie A is ridiculous. Like, come on. There's nobody convinces me in this league. But I agree with you guys. No. You prioritize everything and go full go on everything. Try to maximize everything. Who's the Yahoo of the game? Can we have a new section called Yahoo of the Day? No.
No.
We're not getting... There is no new segment for Yahoo of the Day. No.
Yeah, it's Justin.
Gmail. Oh!
What would be the ideal conditions to extend the contract for Dušan Vlahović? Keep in mind that this is not the first time that he played well and scored. Then his performances collapse all of a sudden. So Mark's playing to what I mentioned before. We've seen him go on good runs and fall flat in his face. But the ideal conditions to extend. Look, I don't know how to really attack this. Like, what are we comfortable with? What are we not comfortable with? Like, is it a time frame? Is it a number? Like, Nick said he doesn't give a shit about salary. I kind of do if it prevents us from making other signings because we got an inflated salary. One of the guys, like, he's on 23 million gross right now, which is insanity. It's just too much. So, like, it kind of does matter to me, but I don't know. I'm not even really comfortable making the call right now with Vlahović in general because I don't feel comfortable after the 3 years. So I'm the wrong guy to ask. But, like, what would be an ideal condition for you? Maybe you don't even care. You know, maybe you're just like, no, let's renew him because I don't want to spend money and buy somebody else that might not hit at Juve. Remember the discussion we're having on Jonathan David, on Openda, etc.? Here's a guy that now all of a sudden, even if it is a contract, you're showing you things that you've wanted for the 3 years. Maybe you're gun shy because of what we've been doing with signings. Cuberto Carlos was not brought in to play left center back, everybody. So it's like, well, maybe you're gun shy and maybe it is the best call if somebody is doing it, you know, and performing the way you want right now. Maybe you do that. Do you think about that, Nick? Just the fact that it stops you from taking another shot out there?
Well, that's what I was kind of getting at. I mean, it's not that I don't care completely at all about the money thing, because obviously it's important. But for me, you know, being a fan and just watching the performances and seeing his attitude on the field, that's the biggest thing for me. And right now he's performing and doing the job, you know? So if he's showing the proof now and if he can keep it up and stay consistent, I don't see why we don't keep him at that point, you know?
Aaron saying, what's funny is Colo kind of hit and we still didn't want to pay. Was Vega a hit in your opinion? I would have been happy to keep Vega.
I would have been happy to keep both of them.
Yeah, so like those guys actually came in and played, so I don't know if it makes you gun shy or not, but it's one of the things that people are talking about when you're bringing up Vlahović is like, man, you're going to go to the market again where all of a sudden we've had issues and we're struggling to get guys going. You know? I'm still okay with our signings. And I'm not pulling the trigger on anybody just yet. Can we collect some money so that Jigro... Oh, my God, man, Mitch. We got it, man. We got it. The shorts. We got it. It's good. It's okay. Moretti and Loca together can be like Lobotka and Zielinski were at Napoli under Luciano Spalletti. Yeah, Moretti can play a part on this team. He's got traits that we need. So, yeah, whether it's going to be exactly like Lobotka and Zielinski, I don't know if we need to label it or whatever, but the two of them can coincide. There's no midfield I see that doesn't have Locatelli in it. Kind of put to rest those Spalletti Locatelli concerns, hey? I never thought it was going to be anything, and it shouldn't be. Locatelli needs to play in this team. Should we loan Adzic in January? He is not and will not get enough playing time at Juve, and he needs continuity. Should we loan him out?
I don't think so.
I think we use him in some of these Botafogo or Bremer Glint or whatever the hell these made-up teams are playing in Champions League the next couple games.
Bremer Glint.
Right? Coppa Italia should be good Adzic runs too. But there's no reason he can't get into this league setup. I think I swear, not knowing what our main setup and what the alternatives are is probably creating a problem for getting substitutions going and keeping guys like in roles that are familiar and stuff. It's kind of been a little bit scattered. Look at what we ended up with yesterday. Justin pointed and shined a light on that. It was crazy. It was all over the place. I was like, who's striker? All of a sudden, Yildiz up top. Like, you got guys all over the place. If you would have freeze-framed that and just taken a look at the names and where they were playing, it was crazy. It was all over the place. So that doesn't help guys that are on the bench and trying to get in as well. But Adzic, if he doesn't get more minutes than he is now, like picking up in the second half of the season, maybe. Would also depend if Moretti can get going and whatnot. But, I mean, we're still not really answering any questions on Adzic. Do you feel any better or worse about what he could potentially provide to the club? Probably not, because he's not getting minutes, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, right now he's not. I just think Spalletti still has to figure out a lot of stuff, and like you said, with the international break coming up,
well, he's got a lot going on, so things are going to have to be prioritized, and minutes with Adzic is probably, if we're being fair, low on the priority scale. So right now it's points, and it's your main guys, it's your safety net, and probably had pressure on figuring out what the hell to do with Koopmeiners, which is weird how he ended up on left center back, hey? Especially how Spalletti was talking about Koopmeiners. Because, Justin, you were mentioning the way he was talking about it, then all of a sudden it's like left center. This is a ballsy call. I mean, everybody's just kind of still like, whoa, we got Koopmeiners at left center back. By the way, yesterday, wrecked his boot, had to get a second boot, and at one point he looked like a Sunday leaguer that you never draft in the draft game because he's coming out old two boots. But old two boots was putting in a good show. But it's weird how he ended up at left center back. It's weird, isn't it?
People want to talk about McKennie playing everywhere but striker and goalkeeper, but I think literally the goalkeeper is the only position that Coop hasn't played yet.
Well, if we keep giving problems to Di Gregorio, pretty soon Koopmeiners is going to be wearing two different boots and two different gloves, man.
Give him the gloves.
2 gloves. Jeez. Does he have hops? We'll have to see. Yeah.
Maybe.
It's going to be interesting. Who's willing to bet that if we win all the 4 remaining games, we get to top 8? Chris, are you trying to bet me that we're going to run the next 4 games in victories? I'd love to see it. But I still think you're going to fall short. 12 points. We got 3 now, 15 points. Top 8 with 15 points. That's what your claim is. Oh my goodness. Why sometimes these guys, they just I love it. I love it. Okay. You got Tottenham. You got Dortmund, City. Okay, so Dortmund, City, and Sporting are all at 7 points. Tottenham's at 8. Pool at 9 with Madrid, with Inter, with PSG, and Bayern and Arsenal at 12. So 15. PSG's got another 4 games remaining. Inter's got 5 games remaining. Real's got 4 games remaining. 15 being the benchmark at top 8, but still pulling all 4 of those with a Benfica match in there.
I don't know, man.
We gotta win at some point.
Well, yeah.
We have to beat one of these. We have to beat one of these teams at some point. It's mathematically impossible for me to think that
there's a lot of things that has to happen. We have to run it with just wins, and I think you might have a slip somewhere in Monaco or with the Benfica match, and that has to happen. But if you're going to if you're gonna run it and you're gonna pull those 15 points, you could probably maybe be in there, but you remember that last year the benchmark was 16. 16 was the minimum to get in there, and then it went to tiebreakers. 15 was just outside, still in a playoff. So it's pretty tight, and maybe 15 does it this year as opposed to last one, but it's not a given. So,
I mean, I think we could take Bremer Glint, as Justin said.
Bodo Glimt and Paphos. Hey,
I think
Godspeed. Get those ones to start. I still think, any way you slice it, Juve's looking at a playoff. I think we'll be in a playoff.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
top 8 right now. Just get to the playoff and go from there. Go in the playoff.
Agreed.
If you can get top 8, awesome. But hey, just make sure you're not bounced in the league phase. How about we just go there, okay? But hey, one game at a time. Bodo Glimt is the next one. Can't slip up there. So before we talk about the sweep, just take care of Bodo Glimt for me, okay? Because I never even heard of them until this year. Honestly, think the way to get David into form is just starting him game in, game out. The problem is, in the period, he probably won't score many goals, and we need goals. I mean, this is why I was hooked on the 2 striker setup, and I think that we should be going in 2 striker setups, is because you can start to get these guys reps and not really sacrifice a whole bunch. If anything, it helps the group, and they can get some rips. I'd love to see Vlahovic and David actually play together. I'll be quite honest. And I can't think of a time we actually got to see the 2 of them share the pitch. And they're completely different styles. Completely different styles. And I'd like to see it. But I don't think you're going to get anybody going on the bench. So he's got to have more reps. Derby de la Mola, Who are you starting up top? Would you start David? Would you be comfortable giving him that start? Would you play 2 strikers? Would you play 1?
I wouldn't. I would start Vlahovic. Personally.
You'd start Vlahovic?
Yeah.
I'd go 2 strikers. Starting David?
David, Chico, since I can't use his previous nickname, and Yildiz. Give me that. They were really good the first couple games. We were moving and shaking, and now under the greatest bald coach we've ever had, you never know.
It'd be cool to see like a Christmas tree setup where you had, David or Vlahovic up top, and then
that's a back 4. I don't think he's gonna go that route, man. Not at least till.
I'm saying if they do a back 4, if not, then
4-3-2-1 would have been good. I'm open to having two up top and one playing slightly in behind. And if you want David out there, Chico might. I'm not opposed to seeing Chico play even like at the outside position, but it's not high enough. It's not far enough forward for him to do damage for me.
Would that be like a 3-5-2 then, with the two strikers, or?
Yeah.
So he'd be one of the wide guys then.
Or you go 3-4-1-2. And you utilize one of the guys behind two strikers, and Yildiz can be one of them.
Though. Yeah,
you could still have Yildiz. Yildiz next to David, and Chico can free roam too.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good problem to have in a way.
Yeah.
A lot of options.
It's very similar to a 3-4-2-1. I mean, but we're just trying to say get more help to David and not play them solely on the wings, right? So it's interesting. It's interesting, but nobody's going to get going on the bench. Like, that's the thing. So it's one of those things. Like, we got to get him reps, and it can't be 5 minutes at the end of a fucking game. Like, nothing's going to change. Annoyed of Vlahovic praise. Oh. Doing what he's paid for. And it's too little too late. Love the player. How many times have we seen this? Also, need to stop criticizing players who get 10 minutes of playing time. Man. It's a little bit...
firm.
Well, it's
out
like...
there.
Annoyed by Vlahovic praise. Doing what he's paid for and too little too late. Need to stop criticizing players who get 10 minutes of playtime. What? So...
Sorry. Are you saying Dick's a little too hard on him?
I mean... Yeah, when a player has a good game, you're going to get praise. And players are going to get criticized when they don't play good games. Whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. But... yeah, I don't know. I get the feeling that Vlahovic is always going to be this polarizing guy around Juve. And maybe that's another part of the reason why I just want to cut the cord and say, fuck, let's move on to the next guy that everybody can roast, rip, and crucify. But Mitch saying, why is it too late? Right now is the time. It's a feeling of too little too late because, again, of the 3 years prior and how it went. Nobody has faith that it continues after you sign him. Who knows? Do you believe the rumors Locatelli and Frattesi can swap teams? No. God.
I don't even know that was a rumor.
God, no. Locatelli would never go to Inter. Won't do it.
You can't really afford to lose him.
I have the utmost confidence in calling that. All right? Never do it.
Can Frattesi and Big Mac play on the same team?
Yeah, you know what? That would make for some interesting discussions. Hey?
Big Mac
taking down the sister, and then, oh, man. Unbelievable.
Forgot about that.
Big Mac, you know what? Like, you gotta get your fucking shit together on the pitch, man. Like, he's chasing all these,
Too much
like...
ranch, dude.
Man. Yeah.
Ranch.
Hell of a pickup line. I'm part of one of the most disappointing Juve squads of all time. Nice to meet you. I'm Big Mac. Like, come on, buddy. Like, let's get the results going. Let's win some trophies, and then you can really pick up the ladies. Then you don't have to settle for Intermerda sisters, okay? Even though that's great stories. And if you need banter and you're on the pitch the next time you play Inter, there's nothing better than that one for old Big Mac lining up against Frattesi. Just like, jeez, man.
Materazzi Zidane moment? Question
mark?
Oh,
man. I would never believe that Locatelli would actually go to Inter. The Locatelli thing makes me laugh too. Talk about a player that just does like everything that the fans ask for in a player, but like still just gets
so much hate.
Dude,
if he ever even did go to Inter, he would be like the most hated player in Italy. I
Oh
swear.
man, it would be insane. It's like I feel like everybody's waiting for like they're not even watching him play anymore. They're waiting for a mistake just so they can jump on it and be like, "Holy shit, he missed a pass." There was like, okay, like
I told you he sucks.
Chill out. I don't get it with the Locatelli thing, but you guys know me. I've been going to bat for Loca for years, and I'm like, I was on a hill for this guy. I'm like, no, he's my guy.
I feel like the people who hate on him like that don't understand how the game's played. At the end of the day, because he does a lot of he is the glue of this team. Like you can't
in the
say
middle of the
better.
Park. He's the glue. Like he's the guy.
Yeah.
Like you take him out, I think there's an immediate fucking loss and impact. You know?
Yeah, things won't flow the same. It's just it's an important. He has an important role, and I don't know. People don't really.
The crazy thing is that people saw Andrea Pirlo operate in a deep lying role that is more prototypical to guys like physical, like hard-nosed defenders that just shut it down and then distribute. But he like made that position something insane. He made that position like he made people believe that like that is how you play that role just simply because he was a freak show and could like spray the ball around at will and like make a game-breaking pass out of nothing out there. And he made people believe like that's the role. It isn't prototypically the role. Pirlo's a generational like player. Like he's phenomenal. It's not the role, you know? So if you're looking for somebody to be something it's not, it ain't going to happen. That's like Justin continuously going to Taco Bell and wanting it to be like a first-class meal. It ain't happening.
Well, no, it doesn't. It does, though. You know, right, Justin?
Taco Bell is delicious, and that is, you're Loca for Loca. I'm Loca for Taco Bell. All right, I'll just throw it out there. It's fine.
Whatever makes you happy, buddy. And you know what makes me happy? Wins. We needed to win yesterday. It hasn't happened. Chris has full faith. We're gonna run the table on the rest of the games, finish with 15 points, and get into top 8. We need to put a wager on that. If that happens, okay,
I'll shaving your head.
Well, no. What the hell? I don't want to do that. And I definitely
why not? You don't want to match Spalletti?
And I definitely wouldn't get Jay Barber to fucking do it because, like, holy smokes. By the way, Gatti's looking good again all of a sudden. Man, that came back quick with his hair. Unbelievable. Yeah. He was looking like Goran Pandev out there 2 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden, full head of hair. If that happens, if Chris is right, okay, we finish in the top 8. We run the table. We get 15 points. I'll give 8 kits away on a live show. 8 kits on the spot. The second that happens and Juve qualifies top 8, we'll give away 8 on the spot. Boom. Okay? So, Chris, just because, you know, I don't maybe have max faith that that's going to happen, I'll still back you up on it, okay? 8 kits, 1 live show the second that happens. Now, if we go, I care about wins. I said, what makes you happy? Taco Bell for Justin. For me, wins from Juve. Derby della Mola. Early call. Juve getting the victory. Justin.
2-0. We take it.
Nick, early call. Way too early call.
3-1. Us.
Boom. Boom. We're going to beat the piss out of those fuckers, okay? It's called a derby, just historically, but it hasn't been anything but a derby. We are going to get the victory, all right? And I'm going to keep you in the loop on the news, building up to that one. And, of course, there's going to be a match day live, and I'm going to bring you a live watch-along, all right? There you go. And Chris says if they don't do that, he's going to gift 5 memberships. Good show. Good show, Chris. Love to see it. All right. Love to see it. And you guys, reminder yesterday, things were heated, man. It was getting fired up in the chat out here on the match day live, in the watch along. Like, guys were just going at it over all sorts of different topics. Listen, we love challenging takes. We love you guys all getting involved. Everybody keep doing what you're doing. But one thing has to remain at all times: respect for each other, Respect for us and respect for us to all of you. We never lose respect, never take it personal, and we can never let it cross that line. Football talk is one thing, and then when it gets personal, gets ugly, hey, let's keep it to one thing. I've only ever banned Inter fans, and I only ever had to ban one Juve fan because he took it personal and started making personal attacks. Let's keep it that way. All Inter merda, and there was one Lazio fan, because there probably only is one Lazio fan, and I banned him too, all right? So te to the Chihuahuas. Let's keep it solid. Let's keep it respectful and keep moving on through the season, all right? Much love for all the support as always. Lord of Fist, thank you. Best Juve channel on YouTube. Appreciate it. Much love, everybody. You guys enjoy the rest of your weeks, and like I said, we'll keep you in the loop. Ciao tutti, take care, and as always, fino alla fine, Forza Juventus.